the MLS is going to be interesting, bro. The MLS is interesting. We got Gareth Bale going down there, joining the MLS after, qualifying Wales, having this illustrious career at Real Madrid, despite being injured a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And then we hear rumors that Bale's going to Getafe, bro.
That shocked me, man. As soon as they qualified for that World Cup, there was rumors that he was going to Getafe. And I'm like, Getafe? I mean, no disrespect. But it was like, apparently Bale wanted to stay in Madrid. And so one of the options was potentially Getafe, who's also part of the Madrid community. Yeah. But I was like, there's no way, man. I mean, that would be one of the biggest signings in Getafe's history by far. But it just wouldn't make sense. Yeah. Bale's too high profile to go to that type of team, even though honestly, Getafe have been solid for like the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Like no disrespect to them. It's just Bale's just too high profile.
Yeah,
man.
I think so.
So he's going to be in LA, Hollywood, man. And he's just going to be popping off. Carlos Vela, Doug Costa, man. So it's going to be completely fine. I like it honestly because he's going to be in shape. He's going to be playing 90 minutes as long as he's healthy. Seeing Bale in the MLS, he's going to get pretty good competition, honestly. I love it. I'm going to be catching LAFC games for sure now if Bale's starting, man.
Hey, guys, welcome to the stream. Welcome.
Up,
Come
guys?
On in, sit down with us, and let's talk some transfer news.
Transfers.
We've got a lot to dig into when it comes to Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the potential GOATs of the game. To many people, the GOAT of the game. We are the Give and Go Boys. My name is Reynoso. I'm here with my co-host Soltero.
What's up, guys?
Here to give you guys insight on all things this offseason, this transfer window that's going on right now. A lot of moves happening, a lot of juicy rumors.
Juicy, bro.
But we got to start overseas. We got to start in the land of goats, man.
The land of goats.
The land where goats reside, and that is Manchester United right now, man.
Yeah.
We got Cristiano Ronaldo there, officially submitting his transfer request to leave the club. We know how competitive Ronaldo can be, how he's always chasing that challenge. He's always looking for that silverware. And he's realized, I'm not going to get that at Man United.
Yeah. And that, honestly, I'm a little frustrated, man. Before we go into this, I just want to give my own how I feel about Ronaldo submitting his transfer request, because I was going about my daily life. I was calm. I was happy looking at what Atletico might sign.
Right.
And then out of nowhere, Ronaldo submits his request to leave Manchester United a year before his contract comes to an end. And I'm just like, why? There was such a saga. It
surprised you.
It did surprise me solely from the point of view that there was so much drama in last year's saga for Ronaldo to find a home. There was talks of him going to City, breaking United hearts, even talks of him maybe going to PSG, joining up with Messi.
Yeah.
And ultimately, he went back home in dramatic fashion to where it essentially all began for his illustrious career, Manchester United. That was my immediate reaction. But then you think about it for 2 minutes, and it's immediately what you just said. Manchester United is not in the Champions League, man. Ronaldo doesn't know what the Europa League's soundtrack sounds like, man. He has no idea.
Never heard that music in his life.
You hear that anthem, he's like, where the hell am I, man? Like, honestly. So it makes complete sense that Ronaldo's like, I got to get out of here.
Absolutely.
Solely to keep the legacy of his own career.
Yeah. And dude, I think it's so representative of how bad of a season Man United just went through, bro.
Oh, yeah.
This is so unlike them in terms of their history, that what they've been able to achieve. They do the opposite, man. Stars hope to go play for Manchester United. Yeah. At least that's how it was from like 1995 to like 2010. But things have switched up this whole decade, man. And now they're on the verge of losing Cristiano Ronaldo. Despite his age, that's still Cristiano Ronaldo, their golden boy, the man that was born and bred there.
Yeah.
And he's looking to go to a different team. And we got to discuss, what are some of these teams that he could potentially go to? We've heard rumors of Chelsea wanting to snag him. Will Manchester United be okay with him going to another rival, a league rival, or is he going to switch up leagues and go to Bayern and join Sadio Mane and maybe even Robert Lewandowski if he stays?
Yeah, true, very true. There's a lot of rumors going around. What's tricky about this situation is that literally nothing is concrete about Ronaldo, man. This transfer came honestly pretty sudden, I think, for Manchester United themselves, because obviously being a professional club, they're going to say that same shtick of, we're not selling Ronaldo. Yeah. That's the word out of Manchester United. We're not selling him. He's not for sale. He's going to be a United player and see out his contract this year. But the thing is, what interests me about this is, I wonder if Ten Hag, how he views this whole saga, because is Ronaldo kind of in Ten Hag's plans? Because when you look at the philosophy of Eric Ten Hag, their Manchester United's new coach, he almost seems like a guy who's trying to reinvigorate this squad with a bunch of ex-Ajax players. The youth that Manchester United already have. I wonder if he's low-key kind of happy that Ronaldo's looking to move away, because I remember when Ronald Koeman was the coach of Barcelona, one of the first things he said was, we got to stop relying on Messi, right? Which ended up being a pretty big mistake, because Barcelona are pretty much nothing without him, at least for a while. It was a huge transition for Barcelona. But for Ten Hag to kind of maybe have that similar mannerism of, I don't know if I want Ronaldo as my starting winger, solely because he's such a big star. I wonder how Ten Hag kind of views this whole transfer. Is he kind of excited that maybe Ronaldo's not going to be a part of the plans and he won't have to be the reason why?
Yeah. And I think he's not, because he doesn't fit the timeline for Manchester United, man.
Yeah.
And my question is, where does he fit the timeline? We're going to go to the chat to see what people think, where people think he should go. We got Erebaño Sagrado Chivas being mentioned. Send him over to Liga MX, man. That'd be fun. We have PSG.
Imagine, bro.
PSG being mentioned.
Yeah.
The Mbappe, Messi, Neymar, Ronaldo. That's overload, bro.
All right, guys, I want to take some time out to give a shout out to our sponsor. Are you missing out on your favorite show because it's not available in your region? Trying to keep your private time private? Well, let me introduce NordVPN. That's right. NordVPN is a VPN service that keeps your information encrypted, so you never have to worry about your IP or location getting out. Recently, this actually helped you when you were over in Costa Rica, no?
Yeah, being outside the country, using this broadcasting service I use in the States, like Hulu or Fubo, I don't have the same broadcasting access, though, once you're outside the country. But using NordVPN, I can set my IP address as if I'm in the States, and then I get the same access that I have. You can do the inverse and be in the States and set your IP address as if you're in Britain. So, it's really access whatever broadcasting services you kind of want.
Yeah, a really useful tool if you're a football fan or if you just like to roam the internet securely. So make sure to get NordVPN and make sure to use our promo code. That's NordVPN.com/giveandgo. I'll say it one more time. NordVPN.com/giveandgo. You'll get a great discount on a 2-year plan that gives you 1 free month. So you'll definitely get your money's worth with this service, and I highly recommend you guys go purchase it. So NordVPN, guys, go use our promo code. The link is down in the description. And thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring us once again.
Yeah, and let's entertain that PSG one, because when you think about Ronaldo, again, just like last year when Messi and Ronaldo were looking for new suitors, Ronaldo can only go to a specific set of teams. Realistically, man. Yeah, if you're being realistic, Ronaldo can only go to a few set of teams purely because of the wage that he demands and the type of team that he personally wants to play with. Yeah. So you look at Italy, he's done with Italy. Juventus was the only team that could really afford him, and no other team can even get close to affording him. And now let's go to France. Why not? PSG is the only team that could realistically afford Ronaldo in France. But I feel like they've already set their minds. They have Mbappe. That was another big signing, if you will, this summer, was Paris keeping Mbappe. So they have Mbappe set for the next couple of years. Messi staying for it to see out his contract at Paris, and that seems pretty secure. And they still have Neymar. So it's like, where's Ronaldo going to fit?
Where does he fit?
Where does he fit? Wage-wise, on the pitch, where does Ronaldo fit at Paris? That one probably makes the least sense out of all the rumors that are going around, solely because of the personnel that are on PSG. Ronaldo just doesn't fit in that squad, man. Someone would be completely unhappy, whether it's Mbappe, Neymar, Ronaldo, or Messi, man.
Hey, put him in the midfield, bro. But we got one of our commenters saying, this is from DNF2323, says Chelsea 60% chance, PSG 20% chance, Madrid 10% chance, and any other team 10% chance. Honestly, I like those percentages. Yeah, you think Chelsea's the favorite?
I think Chelsea, again, okay, so let's go to the Premier League, right? Liverpool aren't going to get Ronaldo. They're set. They have Klopp's philosophy. Ronaldo's not a part of that, like, whatsoever. Liverpool's out of the books. Tottenham are already signing a lot of other players. Richarlison as an example. They're not going for Ronaldo, as they already have. Conte already has his list of players that he wants. Ronaldo's not a part of that. Chelsea get interesting because they had obviously a very lackluster season last year in front of goal. Ziyech didn't really work out. Obviously, we saw Timo Werner. We saw Timo Werner and Romelu Lukaku just not work out. So Chelsea are struggling right now in front of goal. Pulisic, another name that had an off season really last year. I don't see Ronaldo having that much success going to Chelsea solely because of like they're fully focused on getting players like Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Ronaldo's going to really be able to kind of fit into that Chelsea squad.
Okay. I think there's a fit for him. I do think so because Chelsea's in an interesting point offensively. They got a lot of different like variables. Is Pulisic staying? Is he leaving?
Yeah.
Are they opening up? Lukaku leaving is a big one. Like that presence is going to be gone now. They need a certified 9 to just score goals for him. Can Ronaldo fulfill that role? The other team that I think is worth mentioning is Bayern, man. That's the only other one. But I just don't see Ronaldo going to Augsburg, going to Hamburg, and like having a good time.
Here's the thing with Bayern Munich, bro. The problem with Bayern, and it's not so much a problem, it's their philosophy, dude. Bayern have always had, especially in these last 10 to 15 years, a very specific philosophy on the type of players that they obtain in the transfer window. I mean, let's look at their squad. If you look at their back line, it's a bunch of almost, at the time, very low-key transfers. They got Alphonso Davies from Vancouver. The MLS market cap can only go so high. So that was a pretty fair price for Bayern to get a player like that. Yeah. You look at Benjamin Pavard, they got him from lowly Stuttgart at the time. A very simple transfer for Bayern. And then you look at their center backs, they got Upamecano, and then they had Niklas Süle last year, although they let him go to Dortmund. Again, those two players are just from little brother German teams, right? Yeah. Bayern are they have that big bro mentality in the Bundesliga that they just go to any Bundesliga team and they're going to get a good deal on pretty much any player that they want. And Upamecano is not the only Leipzig player that they've gotten in recent times. They got Joshua Kimmich from Leipzig, Marcel Sabitzer from Leipzig, and also the coach Julian Nagelsmann from Leipzig as well. Bayern gets whoever they want from the Bundesliga. But another big point to make is that these are all somewhat low-key transfers for Bayern.
That's a good point. No.
Bayern rarely, it's very, very rare that Bayern go for the superstar name. I think their last truly big superstar name was maybe Robert Lewandowski at the time, who took Dortmund to a Champions League final and who will ultimately lose to Bayern. But that's the thing. Still, it was within the Bundesliga, and they just picked Lewandowski from little brother Borussia Dortmund, man.
Yeah.
So Bayern are all about these low-key transfers. Yeah. And you can talk about, well, what about Sadio Mane? That is a high-profile transfer for sure. But I think with Mane, the bigger thing there is his age. He's 30, I think, 31 years of age. So he still has a couple of years left in him, but they got him on a free. They didn't go out and seek him to pay $80 million for his transfer. For Ronaldo, they'd have to pay his contract just to get him. Yeah. They'd have to pay out his 1-year contract for Manchester United. And I don't think Bayern have the philosophy or willingness to do something like that.
Well, here's where this team comes in. I think a team that has a good philosophy and willingness, as mentioned from some of the chat comments that we have going on right now, is Real Madrid. Real Madrid.
I thought about this last night.
Have we completely ruled out Cristiano Ronaldo going back home to Real Madrid and just keeping that engine running, man? They're so well oiled, they're so well drilled right now. Madrid has such a great system, such a team build. He knows the players there, he knows the system, he knows the team.
Yeah.
Why not just go back to that, man?
I thought about that because obviously Madrid is United is where Ronaldo made his name, but Madrid is where Ronaldo made his legacy, right? Obviously winning all of those Champions Leagues under Real Madrid. Here's the thing I don't like about the idea of Ronaldo going back, man. He left on weird terms, and that means something. Okay. It wasn't that. It's like Messi. I could see Messi going back to Barcelona solely because the club was very vocal that
the board's fault, man.
Yeah. The club was like, look, Messi, we love you. We want you to stay, but financially, we just can't keep you, man. Yeah. We just can't. With Madrid, as soon as Ronaldo won that Champions League, he's like, yeah, I'm out, man. Like, it's just not, I'm not happy here anymore. Basically is what he said. I don't think the board wants me. I don't feel as loved here anymore. I'm going to Juve, is essentially what he said. And so for me, that same board, Florentino Perez, still a part of that same Real Madrid squad. I don't like that. I don't like that for Ronaldo. And I think that's the back of his head when he thinks about going back to Madrid is, why go back if they honestly were low-key completely fine with letting him go in the first place. A second thing I think why Madrid is just not going to happen is because when you look at Madrid's most recent signings, it's all youth, bro.
Oh,
Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo,
absolutely.
even Valverde when they got him, Camavinga last year, Tchouaméni this year. It's all youth. And they're just slowly letting go of that old guard. Sergio Ramos was the face of Real Madrid, and they were willing to let him go last year.
Absolutely.
Or 2 seasons ago, whenever it was. So for them to go for 37-year-old Ronaldo doesn't really fit with the transfer DNA that Madrid is following right now, bro. I don't see it happening.
Here's what I'm wondering, chat. I want you guys to answer this because Ronaldo's obviously seeking something. He wants more silverware. He wants more trophies.
Yes.
What does Ronaldo, despite the team that he goes to, it'll probably be a Champions League team. Let's say he's in a Champions League squad and he's competing. What does another Champions League trophy do for Ronaldo's legacy? Chat, let me know, what does it do for Ronaldo's legacy? What is it going to take for a lot of you guys, Messi fans? Is another Champions League trophy going to put him above Messi? Do you need to see him win a World Cup? What do you guys need to see from Ronaldo in order to just push him into that upper echelon if he's not already there for you? And that's why I'm truly curious, because the team that he picks is going to be very important. It's going to dictate that. It's going to dictate the rest of his legacy and the rest of his career. He's probably going to end his career at that team. So if he goes to Bayern, if he goes to Real Madrid, if he goes to Chelsea,
right.
What does competing once again do for his legacy?
Well, see, and that's why I completely understand Ronaldo's want to leave United. Because what's been so big about Cristiano Ronaldo are those big European moments on a Tuesday or Wednesday night, man. That's what we all live for as fans of this sport, man. And for Ronaldo to be playing on a Thursday is disrespectful, man. Is disrespectful. So I completely get it. So yeah, you talk about his legacy. I think he has to go. He has to. He has to, man. Yeah. So he has to, no matter what it is, taking a huge pay cut, somehow begging another club to like find room financially. He has to go to a Champions League performing club. He absolutely has to, because the legacy for Ronaldo is so big. Messi's been able to kind of book that ticket by going to PSG, which honestly, now that I look back at it, great career move from Messi, because
I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. You're tripping, bro.
Because he's gonna win silver in France still, and of course he's gonna be playing it with Champions League football.
Let's see what the chat's saying. So we got Mercurial 13 saying wherever he lands, it's going to be 1 year, then back to Sporting for the final 2 years. We haven't mentioned Sporting.
I thought about that too.
Chelsea would go south with Ronaldo. For Adam Spicer, he says club-wise, nothing. It's going to depend on how he performs at the World Cup this year in terms of like what's going to impact his legacy the most.
That's actually a great point, because this will be Ronaldo's last like high-performing World Cup.
Yeah. Once again, DNF 2323 says he needs a better World Cup performance. That's what he needs. But another Champions League title would buff it up for sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just a question of like his future is so like in the limelight right now.
Yeah.
And he's got to make the right decision here for not just his career, but for his legacy.
Oh, absolutely. But that's kind of what's confusing about this whole situation, because if you look back a year ago, why did Ronaldo come back to United?
Well, they came off of a good season.
Yes.
With Ole Gunnar Solskjaer getting second place in the Prem. And so I think that's kind of what messed around with the perception of Manchester United at the time.
Yeah. And if you're a Ronaldo fan, if you're a fanboy of this guy, which who isn't, it's frustrating that United just couldn't basically keep all of their shit together, because ultimately Ronaldo could have retired here, man.
Yeah.
He could have been here for another 2-3 years, retire at the age of 40 with the club that really gave him his name. That would have been beautiful, man. And I think that's what Ronaldo had in mind when he signed for United in the first place. So that's why I think this whole thing, for me personally, bro, so frustrating. Because like, why couldn't it have just worked out? He was United's top goal scorer last year. They didn't win a single game without him in the lineup. And it's just like, that's the type of reliance that they have on this guy, which again, is understandable, but it's like, why can't you just have better performances from the rest of the squad?
Yeah.
This is frustrating. I'm a little upset that we're even talking about Ronaldo leaving, man.
No, dude, I agree. Manchester United really, really messed this one up.
They messed this one up,
They messed it up, and that's indicative of where that club is right now. Dude.
Yeah.
That's indicative.
Yeah.
I mean,
we can have some fun here because I know one of the chat members mentioned Sporting.
Yeah. Let's talk Sporting, man.
That's so interesting because a couple of weeks ago we were talking about will Messi ever go back home to what would be Barcelona, because that's he has been in Spain since he was 11 years old. So for him to move to Paris was such a big career move for Messi because he was supposed to be the one club type of player. But for Ronaldo to go back home to Portugal, I thought about this last night. I've thought about it before as this season came to an end a month ago, I guess now. I don't think it'll ever happen, man, solely because the Portuguese league is just not in the spotlight, man. I mean, if the French league is semi in the spotlight, the Portuguese league isn't even
in the dark,
there,
bro,
man.
in the shadows.
It's in the shadows, man. And it's no disrespect because obviously so many good players come from Porto, Benfica, and Sporting. But just as far as media coverage goes, the Portuguese league gets nothing, man. So if Ronaldo goes back home to play in Portugal, he won't be in the limelight anymore. There'll be no more articles on him. There'll be no more coverage. Like, I don't know of any big broadcasting company in the States that covers Portuguese league realistically. So it's just like Ronaldo can't go to Portugal. if he's trying to make a move now to stay in the limelight, going to Portugal is the exact opposite.
Well, dude, the problem is he doesn't have any ties with good Portuguese squads right now. He didn't come from Benfica.
That's
true.
He
didn't come from FC Porto. I could at least see some alternate universe where he goes to like Benfica. They're still playing Champions League football. They maybe that quarterfinal, and Ronaldo's there that time around, or FC Porto even. Maybe he's the guy that can finally take a Portuguese club
to like a
semifinal of Champions League. But that's not going to happen because he doesn't have ties to either one of those two teams. He has ties with Sporting, who's usually like a top 5 squad in Portugal. But you just never know. You never know with them if they're going to be really good or they're going to be a little bit mediocre too. And so I agree in terms of Ronaldo, when we talk about, we can talk about talent, who's the best one between him and Messi, but in terms of popularity, bro, it's Ronaldo, man. Let's just look at the Instagram followers. Like, he is the most popular footballer in the world.
Yeah, of all time.
The idea of him not being in that limelight doesn't sit right with me, man. He's got to be somewhere where he still gets good media coverage and just is the intention, the epicenter of world football.
Yeah, completely agree, man.
Yeah.
So ultimately then, realistically, if you had to name one club, bro, where do you think he's going to go?
I say both Ronaldo and Messi go to Inter Miami. No, I think if I got to be realistic, man, I think it's Chelsea, but I just can't get over the part of Man United giving him away to a league rival, man.
Yeah.
That's too close. But in terms of situation, in terms of what I think is best for him, I think he needs to stay in the Prem and needs to go to a better managed club. And I know Chelsea's a little chaotic as well.
Chelsea's pretty chaotic right now, but
at least there's a better setup. There's a better coach there.
There's a better coach there.
I trust them more to do better with Ronaldo than the Manchester United any day, man.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Chelsea. What about you?
Yeah. So before I guess I give my take on this, I forgot to mention one more absurd rumor, bro. Ronaldo to Barcelona. You hear that, man?
Blasphemy, man.
Blasphemy,
I'm hearing it, bro. I'm not accepting it, but I'm hearing it.
It's rubbish, bro. It makes no sense for Ronaldo to go to Barcelona solely based off of the resume that his career has had.
Yeah.
Look, I understand technically Barcelona honestly could probably use a player like Ronaldo, a veteran presence, and a very young offensive line. It could make sense personnel-wise, but historically, legacy-wise, makes zero sense for Ronaldo to go to Barcelona. But here's what I think is going to happen, man. Last year, there was big talks of Harry Kane wanting to leave, begging Tottenham to let him go. And ultimately, what happened?
He stayed.
They couldn't find a suitor. Manchester City ultimately was like, we can't pay that high price. Yeah. We don't know. We might get Messi at the time. They weren't sure. And Kane stayed. And he had a weird start to the season, just emotionally.
Weird.
Very weird. You know, it was like going back to your ex type of vibe.
Yeah.
But come the end of the season, Kane looked good.
Yeah, man.
And he looked almost happy that he was like, you know what? Maybe this worked out for the better.
Yeah.
I think the same thing's going to happen here. I think Ronaldo's ultimately not going to get that move that he wants, but somehow, some way, even though it's going to be a weird start to the season, I think Ronaldo's going to stay at United and make this work.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I think.
Fair enough. Let's see what the chat thinks. What does the chat think? I can see him going to Roma. Wow.
I just don't think they can afford him, man. Honestly.
Wow. We got another user saying it's Juventus or AC Milan. Back to Italy. How about Chelsea? We got some Chelsea fans. Man City is where he should have gone. It's another comment.
Yeah, that's interesting because he had that option.
Yeah.
That honestly, if you could run this back, he should have chosen City.
He went to the wrong Manchester team. DNF 2323 says the Barca rumors were just that, rumors. He's not Figo, man.
That's a good one.
That's exactly it.
That's a good one.
CR7 in Madrid and I'll cry. Yeah, it's a funny situation, but that's Ronaldo, man. That's Ronaldo, and what a player. And we're going to have to continue following this saga and just keeping up with the player that is Cristiano Ronaldo and what team he chooses to go to. But in the meantime, we're going to discuss other players in world football that are actively looking for potential suitors to have them, to host them, to accept them into their squad and be a part of their system.
Yeah.
And so we're going to play a game here, including the people in the chat. I want you guys to play along. We're going to be naming off some players. We're going to talk about them for a little bit, but then we're going to predict where they're each going to land. We're going to write down here on a piece of paper where the landing spot is, and then we're going to reveal it to each other to see if we think they're going to the same place. So the first player I want to talk about is Robert Lewandowski.
Bobbert
Lewandowski, who, for me, the favorite to land him has to be Barcelona.
I think it's the only team that has even showed interest in him. But not only that, for Lewandowski, he's been vocal about how he's like, honestly, I want to go to Barcelona. He hasn't even mentioned any other team. So this could be a match made in heaven for honestly all parties.
Yeah.
The only thing.
What you got?
The only thing here, bro. Bayern Munich, because Lewandowski still has 1 year left on his contract. Bayern Munich want north of 50 million euros for this transfer, bro. That's a lot of money for what? He's 33?
34.
34 years age?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for a guy that age. Yeah. And given the fact he's just a year left on his contract, it's like, I could see if he's like 4 years left on his contract or something like that, but 55, 50, 60 million for 33-year-old Lewandowski, I understand. The thing is, this would work out for Barcelona if they could nab this guy. I mean, Barcelona at one point signed Luke de Jong as their number one striker. Yeah. They were desperate for a number 9. Ultimately, they were able to get Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang from Arsenal last year to kind of cover that space. But Lewandowski is there.
More, man.
They need more.
For the size of that club, they need more.
Yeah, and the thing is, for Lewandowski personally, I think a worry of his was, could he keep his goal-scoring tally high? With players like Pedri, Gavi underneath, Memphis Depay if he stays, Dembele on the other side of the flank, they're just going to feed him, man. This is a really good move for Lewandowski, but I question, especially knowing Barcelona's financial situation, can Barcelona honestly afford him, bro? Like, honestly?
I don't. Dude, at this point, I don't know. When it comes to money in Barcelona, bro,
yeah, I don't know.
No,
but nobody knows, man. Yeah.
So let's submit our predictions. Yeah, let's submit our predictions. Let's see. The chat, let me see the predictions. Let me see what you guys think. Where is Robert Lewandowski going? Apologies for my handwriting.
I don't know if I wrote this.
Oh, here we go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Barcelona.
He's staying at Bayern.
I got him at Barcelona, man.
They can't afford him, bro.
Oh, they're going to find a way. They're going to find a way. It's Barcelona, man. They can't do another year. Even though he was solid, they can't do another year of Aubameyang, man.
Yeah.
They can't. They got to get him over at Barcelona. Let's see what the chat is saying. Lua low-key signs with Man U. If they get rid of Ronaldo,
they'll have wage space.
Yeah.
That could be that. Wow. That'd be hella low key.
Wow.
But I'd enjoy that.
He broke ties with Bayern. No Prem team will take him. He's not fitting in any of the top 6 playing styles. PSG doesn't need him. Barcelona is the only destination.
It's the only destination.
Point right there.
It's a great point.
Great point. All right, next player we're going to move on to is Matthias Matthias de Ligt. The Juventus center back who made his name.
This guy is hot on the market right now, man.
On the market right now. Made an incredible name for himself with that Ajax semifinal Champions League squad. He's been at Juventus for a few years, and I'm honestly surprised that he's in the transfer rumor mill. Like, I thought he was going to be Juventus center back for the next 10 plus years, but looking for a change of scenery.
Yeah.
Looking for a change of scenery. He's valued by Juventus at a whopping 100 million, bro.
Yeah.
It's because of his age, man.
Yeah, I think transfer market gives the unbiased value at 80 mil. So it's really, really high. We're talking, top 10 footballer price on the market right now. Yeah. But it makes sense. You're right. His age, so young, but looks so experienced out on that pitch. Such a big figure at the center back. And like you said, he's been so successful at both Ajax and Juventus. This guy is a hot prospect, but for a good reason, man.
I agree. And the teams that are potential suitors are interesting. First off, we have Bayern Munich, who's looking for a replacement because they lost Niklas Schul.
Yes.
De Ligt just fits that Bayern mold, man.
Dude, he does.
He just fits him.
Honestly, it just makes sense seeing De Ligt in a Bayern jersey week in, week out, playing alongside Upamecano, and that would shore up Bayern's center back position.
I think so.
You have Upamecano and De Ligt as your two starting center backs. It's over if you're any offensive line in the Bundesliga, bro. Over.
Yeah, but this is interesting. Their director, Oliver Kahn, doesn't deny we're happy with the quality we have at center back, but we can improve when it comes to leadership, loudness, and presence. Oh yeah. So he's saying that we're good with what we have, but he would give us a little bit more that we don't currently have.
I could see De Ligt basically captaining the side in 5 years. Yeah. He could be basically that go-to guy where he is Bayern at that point. But what's interesting is Chelsea are in the race.
That's the other one.
Because they need center backs, bro. They just let go two out of their four center backs, man. Andreas Christensen and Antonio Rudiger. So all that's left is Cesar Azpilicueta and what's the other one?
Chalobah is involved.
Chalobah maybe. Yeah. And Thiago Silva.
Of course.
So two veterans though, bro. I think Azpilicueta is maybe 32. Silva's old. I think what is he, like 35, 36? I don't even know.
Older by the season. Absolutely.
So for De Ligt to go to Chelsea, they're looking for the same thing.
I think they might need him more.
They need him more.
They need him more.
It'd be the same thing though. It'd be the idea that if they can bring De Ligt over to Chelsea, they would have him in mind to be there for the next 7 years to guide that back line. This is how important De Ligt is for both of these teams, man. This is so
big target right here. Chat, what do you guys think? Where's De Ligt going? We're about to predict.
Yeah.
Submit your final predictions. Ooh. Final predictions, chat. Let's see it. Where's De Ligt going? Some of the comments before we reveal our predictions. 100% at Bayern, says Christian Vera. Yeah. Kimmich will be captain of Bayern in Germany in 4 years. Encountering your De Ligt captain.
That's actually a good point. That's a good point.
Bayern don't want him. They got Mane. Maguire just needs to retire. Waste a spot on Man U. We got some Man U hate going on. Just out of nowhere.
Why not?
Chelsea won't get him. Bayern will. So here we go. Final predictions for us. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
All right, we agree on this one.
Yeah. He's going to Bayern, man.
He's going to Bayern. Not only I think will he be a great fit, but he himself has said, I low-key want to go to Bayern.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all it takes.
All right, next player we're going to go with is Rafinha, the Brazilian winger that made a name for himself this past season at least, just dominating that wing.
Yeah, bro.
A modern winger, just creating so many plays,
insane pace,
can dribble, can finish. He's got it all, man, and he's set to take off, and he's going to blow up wherever he goes. So this is a big target as well. Mm-hmm. The team's rumored to potentially get him. Chelsea once again.
Yeah. And this is why I don't think Ronaldo will go to Chelsea, because they're completely focused on Rafinha, and it makes sense. Rafinha is just so much younger. He's going to be in his prime, in the thick of his prime. He has so much to give Chelsea Football Club out on that wing. And like I said before, Chelsea's front line has been struggling. Werner, Lukaku, Pulisic, Ziyech have all been so inconsistent in front of goal. If Chelsea are able to get Rafinha as that right winger, bro, that's
stability right there.
Deadly right there, bro. Deadly. I know initially there was talks of Arsenal trying to go for Rafinha, but apparently they just weren't willing to pay the price.
Yeah.
So, but obviously Chelsea just have a little bit more money. So I think Arsenal basically accepted that they're not going to get Rafinha.
And the funny thing is, when we talk about price and paying for money, the other team that's involved here is Barcelona. as they try to come in. Apparently, they had already agreed to terms between Chelsea and Rafinha.
Yes.
But Rafinha didn't agree to personal terms. And instead, Barcelona came in and kind of is playing that role of like, hey, Rafinha, I know you're a Barca fan deep down. Come play for your childhood team.
No, he is, though, because Rafinha said he actually prefers Barcelona over Chelsea. So in this case, he prefers it. But the difference is the Leeds have rejected Barcelona's initial offer because it was like 40, 45 million. Chelsea are willing to pay 55 to 60 million. So Leeds are obviously would rather go with the higher price. Yeah. It just makes sense. Yeah. I don't blame them. So in that case, I think the two suitors here are definitely Chelsea or Barcelona.
Yeah. Let's see if Barcelona gets away with this one, man. If the name of Barcelona
nab Rafinha, dude,
solely on name, bro, that'd be a huge get for them.
It really would be.
And the last player we're going to talk about is
predicted on.
Well, we got predicted. My fault. Got ahead of myself there. Chat, predict. Where's Rafinha going? Is he staying? Nah, there's no chance he's staying. Is he going to Chelsea or Barcelona?
Leeds need that money.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. He's going to Chelsea.
He's definitely going to Chelsea.
He's going to Chelsea.
Barca just can't compete with the price tag that Chelsea are able to pay.
Yeah, no, they just can't. And I think he fits the team well there, too.
Oh, no, he'll be successful there. I really do think so.
All right, chat. Last player we're going to talk about here in terms of potential transfers is Captain America, the one and only Christian Pulisic, who's being rumored to want to leave the club because he's looking for more playing time. He's played an interesting role for the Chelsea squad, coming in and out of games, being impactful and being good for the squad overall. But I think just on both sides, both teams want more. Some teams, Chelsea expected more from him, and Pulisic just wants more of a chance to prove himself. Yeah. So he's looking to leave Chelsea after what was an incredible move for an American player.
You know, I was thinking about this the other day, and I find this whole Chelsea situation really frustrating for Christian Pulisic. He is, no matter how many minutes he gets, America's best player. Yeah. The United States international, he is their best player, purely just with IQ, speed, talent, raw ability, dribbling. He is the best player that the United States can offer. And he was a big reason why Chelsea won the Champions League 2 years ago. A huge reason. His performances in the quarterfinals and in the semifinals in both legs of those games, he was phenomenal, bro. Absolutely phenomenal. And so for him to have a weird season this last year, frustrating. Mm-hmm. And you know what I think it is, man? I think there's a weird rift between him and Tuchel. Tuchel was kind of the reason why Pulisic stopped playing at Dortmund. He ended up going with Jadon Sancho. Pulisic started getting benched. Then Pulisic got the move to Chelsea. And then 6 months later, Tuchel followed him to Chelsea. Pulisic has a good start, incredible in the Champions League, and then has a weird season where he doesn't get enough opportunity. Yeah. I think this is honestly a weird situation where the coach won't give Pulisic a full opportunity to show off his true skills. Now, one thing I will say, I think Tuchel prefers out-and-out wingers like a Rafinha, like a potential Sterling. Yeah. Christian Pulisic is not an out-and-out winger. He's more of a creative winger. He obviously hugs that touchline, but he likes to come inside a lot. He likes to be on the ball. I don't know if Tuchel likes that type of winger. So for that reason, I think that's why Tuchel hasn't given him that same amount of opportunity. But I'm just still frustrated that we're here. That we're here. That's
how I wanted to end, man.
I don't want it to be like this. But another thing is, I would rather Pulisic get a lot of minutes because we need him at his best at this World Cup, man. Mm-hmm. We need him at his best, and I don't like the idea of him having a weird flaky club situation.
Yep. Let's look at the chat. Let's see what the chat thinks. Rip Harambe says Christian returns to Dortmund. Go back to where he started.
Go back, yeah. Honestly, that would work out.
Tottenham? ? And Velas 28 says, nah, bro, where would he go? I want him to stay. Jasmine Watts says,
that's a good point, though.
I think the only place he can go to is Juventus. And they're rumored.
And the thing is, that's actually realistic because if Chelsea get De Ligt, then they can offload Pulisic. and I think they will. And Juventus would get something out of the De Ligt transfer other than just money.
Yeah.
So if
Almost
the
like
De
a
Ligt,
swap, yeah.
almost like a swap, if the De Ligt transfer goes to Chelsea, which I don't know if it will, I could see Pulisic actually doing well at Juve.
I think he fits well over there.
Yeah.
We got another AG94 saying Arsenal. That's another one. But let's submit our predictions. Let's see what we think. Final predictions, chat. What do y'all think? Where's Christian Pulisic going? Is he staying? Is he leaving? Hey, MLS?
Austin FC. Baby.
Austin FC, man. Austin FC. Ruben Ruiz says Pulisic should go to mid-level teams so he can be a starter 100% of the time. Yeah. Reestablish his value, then make a jump to a big club. Yeah,
I love that idea, honestly. Yeah. That'd be dope.
He's trying to hop between big clubs. Maybe he needs a smaller club.
Yeah.
Here we go. Predictions in 3, 2, 1. I got him at Juve.
I got him at Chelsea, man.
Dang.
Solely because I think De Ligt's going to go to Bayern. Chelsea are just going to have no other choice, but they're going to have to keep Pulisic. Yeah. There's not a lot of suitors out there going for Christian, and they're fine with keeping him. I'm just saying solely for Christian, I wish it was better.
Yeah, I agree. And so what we're going to do now, folks, is we're going to look at completed transfers that are done and dusted.
A little bit of reaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to just look through all the players that have completed their moves and rate them, see what we think about them. Have they been good signings? Have they been bad signings? We're going to go over here to Tier Maker, where we have a star signing, solid contribution, rotation player, a wait and see, and bust tab. Let's rate these players, man. And let's do it by starting with another American, Brendan Aronson.
I absolutely love this signing, man. Brendan Aronson, ever since he moved to Salzburg, bro. He moved in the January transfer window. 6 months later, he's making his debut in the Champions League, right? Yeah. And he looked comfortable in that Salzburg lineup, man. I'm like, dang, he's getting in some good touches.
Dude, he was key in that game where they beat Bayern.
Yeah.
He was key in that game, man.
He's honestly did not realize how good Aronson could be. And that move to Salzburg was perfect for his career. Absolutely perfect, because the trajectory to go from Salzburg to Leeds, I think, is perfect for him, man. I think he's going to really fill in that spot that Rafinha is ultimately going to leave. Now, is he as good as Rafinha? No. I think that's going to be a little bit tough for him to fill those shoes in that exact way, but I think he brings a different dimension. He's much more of a dribbler, honestly, low-key similar to Pulisic in the sense that he really does like to come inside and create a little bit more rather than just go down that wing. I like Brendan Aronson at Leeds, and obviously he's joining fellow American coach Jesse Marsch.
So what do we put him? We got him as a rotation player, solid contribution, star signing.
I got him solid contributor.
I got him solid. Let's do solid.
I think he's going to be starting most games or actively coming off the bench.
Hey, Chad agrees. Ethan Arce says solid contribution as well. All right, we're good. We're on the same page here. Next up, Tyler Adams.
Tyler Adams also going to Leeds.
Also
going to Leeds. So obviously,
I'm shaky on Tyler, man.
Yeah,
I'm shaky on Tyler.
Going.
I'm shaky because I feel like he struggles a lot in possession. I feel like he's not that good of a creative player. Obviously, he plays more of a defensive role.
He does,
and he can do his job well there. But when he's on the ball and when they're looking for openings, for gaps, he's not the guy to trust, man. And Leeds, let's keep in mind, just lost Calvin Phillips.
Exactly.
Who not only was a good midfielder, he was a star, man.
Yeah, I know.
A star.
Yeah.
He's going to Man City now.
Yeah.
And Tyler Adams is what? The replacement for him? Or he's at least going to be in that same area of the park. He's not going to be able to fill those shoes, man. And we saw that Calvin Phillips had to play a very high level of football in order to keep that team alive. Tyler Adams is going to have a big responsibility, man. I'm scared for him, man. I'm scared. I'm afraid of what this might look like. A player that is unproven in the Premier League, bro. I'm scared, man. I'm worried.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I have him as even a rotation player. We might have to just wait and see for him, man. That's my case for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I actually completely agree. I see Tyler Adams. What's interesting is that the way that he plays is actually very similar to Calvin Phillips. Both of them being box-to-box midfielders.
Yep.
Tyler Adams' biggest advantage that he brings to the pitch is his physicality. Adams does not stop running, and he's completely happy to get physical. And that's something that Leeds need, especially if they're trying to replace Phillips, right? So the thing is, from a signing perspective, I think Adams is the right type of player if you want to keep that same type of box-to-box midfield play. I think it's a good signing. And I will say this, to Adams' credit, he has improved specifically over last season. I think last season was his best season at Leipzig. I will say though, it took him a long time to adapt.
Yeah.
It took Adams a long time to adapt to the Bundesliga. But this last year, I thought was his best season in the Bundesliga. So I think him going to Leeds, a team that almost got relegated, I think will actually be good for him. Yeah. And I see him as a rotational player. I think he will have I
don't know about that. Yeah,
let's see what the chat says. Let's have the chat decide.
Ruben Ruiz says Adams, probably wait and see. And Velas 28 says wait and see. I think he will be okay. Won't be crazy, but give him time.
Yeah.
Zibby 326 says bust. So it's wait and see and under for everybody in the chat.
Wait and see.
We gotta go wait and see.
But I do think he'll be better than people are going to give him credit for.
Okay. Karim Adeyemi, the player that went from RB Salzburg to Borussia Dortmund for $32 million.
Yes.
How's he going to do, man?
Well, he's a certified baller just as far as the way that he plays. Excellent off the dribble, very creative, and honestly can play in any position on the front offense. If you need him to play in kind of that center position, he can. Yeah. If you need him to play out wide and play as a winger role, he absolutely can. Adeyemi obviously had a really good goal scoring record this past season.
He's a monster, man.
I think, 19 goals in 29 appearances or something like that. So he was an absolute monster in Salzburg. Not that it's hard to score in the Austrian Bundesliga, but I think he had a good goal scoring rate in the Champions League.
He's going to be paired up with Malin too up front now at Dortmund. I don't know if they'll be able to replace that attacking force that was Haaland.
Right.
But they'll still have something exciting to look forward to this season.
Yeah.
So let's predict. Let's see where he goes. I think I have him as a solid contribution.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's going to be starting most games. And another good thing about Adeyemi is that Dortmund have proven that pacey players are successful in their squad. Jadon Sancho, Pulisic when they were there, Marco Reus. You think about all of these type of players, they're all pacey, man. And even Haaland, although number 9, incredibly fast, incredibly physical, very, very athletic. They like players like this, and Adeyemi fits that bill, bro. Man. You think about players that have failed at Dortmund. You have like Ciro Immobile, Paco Alcácer, Adrian Ramos, all of them slow type players. Yeah. So even though Adeyemi hasn't played in a big league, I think he's going to translate to the Bundesliga really well.
Yeah, let's look at the chat. Chat says rotation player. He's going to be switching with Sebastian Haller. We got to remember they just got him too.
Haller I think is the direct replacement for Haaland. Yeah. I don't think they got Adeyemi to replace Haaland.
If Adeyemi's FIFA potential has anything to say about him, he should be good.
Agreed, brother.
We're going solid?
I'm going solid, man.
Let's go solid. All right, and since we're speaking about him, let's talk about Erling Haaland, the Man City wonder boy, the wonder kid who has made a name for himself in world football with just an insane goal-scoring rate that can only be compared to the Messis, the Ronaldos of the world.
Yeah.
He chose Man City. He's selected to go to the Premier League. He's going to be a part of that system now where he's constantly going to be fed balls everywhere from Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden. The whole squad is going to be built around Erling Haaland scoring goals. What kind of impact does he have on the Premier League? Chat, let me know. Is he a star signing or is he going to be a bust, man? Let me know, because the first thing that we've talked about in the past is Erling Haaland's suspicious injury history.
Right. But ultimately, when he is healthy, which he is, I would say 75% of the league, the dude only knows how to score goals.
He only knows.
So for me, this is the biggest signing of the summer. Yeah. It doesn't matter who else signs. Alongside Mbappe staying at Paris, this is the biggest signing of the summer. We've kind of inducted Haaland and Mbappe as the heir to Messi and Ronaldo as far as the modern football is concerned. So for Haaland to choose Manchester City, already one of the best teams in the world, this is huge. So for me, it's not about how many goals Haaland will score. It's not about when Haaland will score. It's about how far does Haaland take this Manchester City team. We know City can win the league without a Haaland-type player. What's the one thing they're missing, brother? And it's so apparent. It is the UEFA Champions League. This is it. This will honestly probably define Haaland's legacy these next 2, maybe 3 years. City need to win it now. There's no more excuse for Pep. There's no more excuse for the squad. No more. It's done. Yeah, They've got the number 9 that they have been dreaming of. Haaland will take Manchester City to the heights of European football. And obviously, that is the idea here. Can he win the Champions League with his team? And the thing is, similar to how Ronaldo went to Madrid to do the same thing, this is why Haaland chose Manchester City.
Chad is saying star signing everywhere,
Star
man. I'm
signing,
seeing
brother.
nothing but stars. Haaland's going to be like Messi in Barcelona when he was in his prime, a certified star. One comment says, I think he does struggle a bit with the physicality. The Bundesliga striker transition to the Prem has been sketchy. Look at
has.
Werner, for example. Interesting point, but all in all, we're going to have to go with star signing for Haaland.
Have to.
And since we're speaking of stars, established stars with histories here, let's talk about Sadio Mane, the Liverpool legend who decided to make the jump from Prem to Bundesliga after spending 6 illustrious years at Liverpool. He's now going to be in Bayern. I guess just winning silverware, bro.